Welcome back to The Clean Truth by Roobi. This is our 26th deep dive titled Why Your Clothes Still Smell. The real cause of odors after washing.
Right, and it's such a relatable topic.
Yeah.
Because, we all just expect clean laundry to actually be clean.
Yeah, exactly. You pull your favorite shirt out of the dryer and it's warm, it's fluffy, and you just expect that comforting, fresh laundry scent.
Oh, absolutely. It's this deeply ingrained expectation. We associate that physical warmth directly with cleanliness.
So you put it on, head out the door, and maybe a few hours later you're sitting at your desk, you shift in your seat, and you catch a whiff of something.
Something funky.
Right. And you have that sudden, horrifying internal monologue where you frantically wonder, wait, is that me?
It is a universally humbling experience. And it's incredibly frustrating because you did the work, right? You put it through the machine, used the detergent.
You folded it.
Yeah. To have that odor survive the modern laundry process, It just feels like a betrayal of physics.
It really does. So many people assume bad-smelling laundry means their detergent just isn't strong enough. But lingering odors are actually often caused by buildup, trapped bacteria, improper washing habits, or even just a dirty washing machine.
Exactly. Sweat, body oils, detergent residue, mildew, all that moisture trapped in fabrics or inside the washer can create these persistent odors that totally survive the wash cycle.
Right, and overwashing with too much detergent can actually worsen the problem. It leaves this residue behind that traps bacteria and smells right inside the fabrics.
And then you have washing machine buildup, especially inside the drum, the gasket, and the detergent compartments. That just transfers odors right back onto your freshly washed clothes.
Which is so gross. So solving this really requires a combination of proper detergent dosing, effective cleaning formulas, and regular washing machine maintenance.
Oh, for sure.
And honestly, naturally connecting to that, it's why Roobi's laundry detergent sheets and washer cleaning tablets are such a game changer. You get that low residue cleaning, precise dosing, and machine care, all as part of a healthier routine.
Yeah, it takes the guesswork out of it.
So let's uncover what's really causing those stubborn laundry odors and how to finally get rid of them for good, guided by this comprehensive breakdown we have from Healthline.
Well, we should establish right off the bat that eliminating these smells isn't just an aesthetic thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we aren't just trying to make sure you smell nice for your coworkers. Solving this is actually crucial for preventing real skin conditions and respiratory problems.
Wow. Okay. So we're talking about the environmental health of your whole household.
Exactly. So let's start with the most common culprit, which is sweat. The guide points out a massive misconception here. People think sweat itself is foul-smelling.
Wait, it's not.
No. If you isolate human sweat in a sterile environment, it is essentially odorless.
That is wild. So where does the smell come from?
It's entirely a biological interaction. You have these apocrine glands, mostly in areas like your underarms. When you're stressed or working out, they secrete a fluid rich in proteins and lipids.
Okay, proteins and fats.
Right. And the bacteria that naturally live on your skin absolutely love those secretions. They feed on them, and the chemical byproduct of that bacterial feast is what produces that pungent body odor.
So the bacteria are essentially digesting our sweat and off-gassing the smell.
Pretty much, yeah.
And this dynamic must be amplified with feet, right? Because foot funk is incredibly stubborn.
No, it is. And that specific funk actually has a medical designation, bromodosis.
Bromodosis. Sounds intense.
It's a lot more complex than just sweaty feet.
Yeah.
It's driven by a very specific family of bacteria, mostly the Brevibacterium family.
Okay, so what makes them different?
Well, they thrive in the dark, damp microclimate of your shoes. And they aren't just breaking down sweat. They are actively feeding on the microscopic dead skin cells shedding off your feet.
Okay, so they're eating our dead skin.
Yes, and as they metabolize the skin and sweat, they produce compounds like isovaleric acid,
Which smells like what?
literally rotting cheese, and methanethiol, which has this sulfuric, cabbage-like odor.
Oh, wow. So it's a highly active biological breakdown happening right inside your sneakers.
Exactly.
Knowing that this is a living bacterial colony makes this next point from the sources so critical, because the materials we choose to wear can completely turbocharge this feeding frenzy.
Oh, the study on synthetic fabrics versus natural ones is fascinating.
Tell me about it, because this blew my mind.
Right, so researchers gathered a group of people and put them through an intense spin class. Half wore 100% cotton t-shirts, and the other half wore synthetic polyester blends.
A highly controlled, intensely sweaty environment.
Precisely. And after the workout, they didn't just smell the shirts, They sealed them in sterile plastic bags and put them in a dark incubator for 28 hours.
To simulate what happens when you toss damp clothes into a laundry basket.
Yes. And when they checked the bacterial colonies afterward, the synthetic shirts were completely dominated by a bacteria called micrococcus.
And those are the ones that make sweat smell rancid, right?
Look, they are notorious for transforming human sweat into incredibly nasty volatile compounds. But the cotton shirts, they had hardly any micrococcus growth at all.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because my instinct, and I think most people's instinct after a grueling workout, is to peel off those sweaty synthetic gym clothes and immediately toss them into a laundry hamper.
Or leave them wadded up inside a zip gym bag.
Yes, exactly. But if synthetics are already acting as a petri dish for micrococcus, isn't a dark, damp gym bag basically a luxury, all-inclusive resort for bacteria?
That is the exact perfect analogy. You are providing them with warmth, trapped moisture, absolute darkness, and an endless buffet of proteins.
Wow.
Yeah, and synthetic fibers are smooth and water repellent, meaning the sweat and oils just sit pooled on the surface. You're setting up the ideal conditions for them to multiply exponentially.
Before the clothes ever even see a drop of soapy water. So the immediate first aid step has to be unpacking that gym bag the second you get home.
Shake the clothes out, hang them up somewhere with airflow.
Because by drying them out, you actively starve the bacteria of the moisture they need to reproduce.
Exactly. You have to break the environmental chain.
Oh.
But if the colony has already established itself and the smell is set in, standard washing won't cut it.
So what do we do?
You need household chemistry. Pre-treat by soaking the clothes for 30 minutes in a solution of 1 part white vinegar to 4 parts water.
Because the active component in vinegar, the acetic acid, breaks down the bonds those bacteria form with the synthetic fibers.
You got it. It is incredibly effective.
And what about the people battling bromodosis in their socks? Since those bacteria are feeding on dead skin, I imagine they're much harder to dislodge.
Oh, socks require a much more heavy-duty intervention. You need a highly concentrated vinegar bath.
Oh, concentrated.
2 cups of white vinegar per gallon of warm water.
Well,
let them soak fully submerged for 30 minutes before washing.
And obviously, treating the clothes is useless if you don't treat the source. Good foot hygiene is non-negotiable.
Scrubbing and drying your feet daily, moisture-wicking natural socks, and alternating your shoes. If you wear the same pair of sneakers 2 days in a row, the Brevin bacterium never stops feeding.
Because the padding never fully dries out.
Right. Well, we've established that the dark, damp shoe is a bacterial paradise. But we are essentially recreating that exact same microclimate against our bodies when we wear tight synthetic workout gear.
Yeah, the sources highlight this very specific yet incredibly common issue regarding lingering odors in synthetic workout pants.
Which a lot of people casually refer to as sports vagina.
Right. And when you look at the numbers, like 36 million Americans practice yoga, roughly 70% being women.
That is a massive volume of synthetic garments designed to trap heat and moisture right against the skin.
It is a pervasive issue, stemming directly from that fiber architecture. Synthetics attract oils and repel water. So areas experiencing the highest heat and friction act as magnets for both bacteria and trapped sebum.
Which brings us to the detergent paradox, which is perhaps the biggest revelation in the Healthline Guide.
It really is. Because when people notice a foul smell clinging to their yoga pants, the immediate reaction is, my clothes are dirty, I clearly need more soap.
So they pour a little extra detergent into the drum, which is chemically the absolute worst thing you can do.
Wait, really? More soap makes it worse?
Yes. When you overdose your detergent, the washing machine simply cannot rinse it all away. Detergents rely on surfactants to bind to dirt. But an excess of surfactants leaves a microscopic sticky layer of soap residue coating the fibers.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because you think you're blasting the bacteria away, but it's like putting too much wax on a hardwood floor.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it.
Right. If you just keep adding fresh layers of wax, eventually the doot from your shoes gets permanently sealed right into the wax layer.
Exactly. That sticky detergent residue is literally acting as a glue, trapping the odor-causing bacteria and body oils permanently inside the fabric.
So if detergent is trapping the smell, how do we break the cycle without just covering it up with perfumes?
Well, what's fascinating here is that laundry detergents are among the most fragranced products on the market.
They really are.
Manufacturers know about this odor retention, so they attempt to mask it. Combine heavy liquid detergent with the waxy coating from dryer sheets, and you force artificial fragrances to aggressively cling to that trapped layer of dirt.
We're basically marinating our clothes in chemical perfumes and sealing the bacteria in underneath.
And this isn't just an annoyance. Prolonged contact with volatile organic compounds from synthetic fragrances is clinically linked to serious health issues.
Like what kind of issues?
Eczema flare-ups, severe migraine headaches, asthma attacks, allergic dermatitis. You're washing chemical irritants into fibers that sit flush against your skin all day.
That is awful. So say I buy an amazing vintage jacket, but it reeks of heavy floral fabric softener and normal washing won't touch it. How do we chemically strip that out?
You need a high alkaline solvent, like washing soda.
Not baking soda.
No, regular baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. Washing soda is sodium carbonate, which sits much higher on the pH scale.
Okay, so how do you use it?
Wash those fragrance clothes with a scent-free detergent and a half cup of washing soda. That high alkalinity breaks down the waxy buildups and trapped body oils, turning them into water-soluble soaks that just flush down the drain.
The guide actually includes an incredible DIY trick for this. If you can't find washing soda at the store, you can basically synthesize it in your kitchen.
Yeah, I love this trick.
You take regular baking soda, spread a half-inch layer onto a baking sheet, and put it in a 400-degree oven for about an hour.
The heat drives off the water and carbon dioxide molecules, physically restructuring the compound into sodium carbonate.
You literally see the texture shift from a clumpy powder into crystallized grains. It's brilliant.
It's a very cost-effective way to use basic chemistry to strip away years of detergent buildup.
So this concept of chemical buildup perfectly bridges us into the extreme laundry challenges mentioned in our sources, like cloth diapers, vomit, gasoline.
Yeah, where standard habits aren't just ineffective, they can be downright dangerous.
Cloth diapers are a prime example. Parents often notice them developing an incredibly harsh, eye-watering ammonia smell over time.
And doctors at Seattle Children's Hospital warn that this ammonia isn't just an unpleasant odor, it's a caustic chemical. It can cause severe, blistering chemical burns on a baby's skin.
Oh my God, how does that happen?
Urine contains urea. Bacteria break down urea over time, producing ammonia. If you wash those thick diapers with too much detergent, you deposit soap residue deep into the core, which traps the urea.
So to fix this, you have to execute a process called stripping, which sounds intense. What is the actual chemical mechanism of stripping a diaper?
The goal is to break the ionic bonds of the trapped residue. You start with clean diapers, place them in the machine with a specialized detergent-free mineral soak something highly concentrated in sodium carbonate. No soap whatsoever.
Just the washing soda, basically.
Right. You run a hot cycle to dissolve those bonds, but the crucial step is rinsing. You run them through rinse after rinse until you look through the glass door and see zero suds in the water.
Because the suds you see are literally the years of trapped soap finally releasing from the fabric.
Wow, okay, what about acute biohazards like vomit? Or chemical hazards like gasoline? Because my instinct is to throw them in the washing machine immediately.
Which is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
With extreme stains, the washing machine is the very last step. Let's look at vomit. It's a complex protein-based stain.
Okay.
The golden rule of protein chemistry is that heat denatures proteins. If you run a vomit stain under hot water, the heat unravels the molecular structure. As they cool, they tangle themselves inextricably into the fibers.
You are essentially cooking the biohazard permanently into the fabric, so cold water is an absolute mandate.
Yes. Wear gloves, scrape away the solids, and flush the fabric vigorously with cold water. Only after the physical protein is gone do you wash it on high temperature to sanitize.
And if it still smells.
Apply a thick paste of baking soda and water, let it sit for 30 minutes to neutralize the acid, and wash it one final time.
Got it. Now, what is the protocol for gasoline? If I splash gas on my jeans, I can't put it in the washing machine. No, you have to respect the volatility of the chemical. The danger of gasoline isn't the stain. It is a literal explosion hazard.
Oh, right, the fumes.
The flash point of gas vapors is incredibly low. Put gas-soaked clothing into a confined machine with a spinning motor, and a single spark can ignite the fumes.
So what are we supposed to do?
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says you spot clean the areas where fuel splashed to remove heavy oils. Then you hang that garment outdoors in a highly ventilated space for a minimum of 24 hours.
You essentially have to let the flammable vapors off gas completely into the open air.
Exactly. Only after every trace of the chemical odor has evaporated is it remotely safe for a washing machine.
That is terrifying. But this brings up a really crucial realization. We keep talking about putting clothes into the machine to fix them. But what if we do everything right and our clothes still smell sour?
Then sometimes the culprit is the machine itself.
Right.
This is incredibly common. The funky smell is often being actively deposited by a contaminated drum. And the primary biological threat there is mildew.
Mildew being a fungus, not a bacteria.
Correct. Mildew thrives in warm, completely dark, and constantly damp environments. A washing machine with the door closed is a laboratory-grade incubator for fungal spores.
And the stakes are high here too, right? The CDC explicitly warns about this.
They do. Environmental exposure to mildew spores can trigger severe wheezing, chronic coughing, and itchy eyes, which is super dangerous for people with asthma or compromised immune systems.
So what does this all mean? If we connect this back to our earlier conversation about the detergent paradox, are we inadvertently doing the exact same thing to the machine?
Oh, absolutely.
Like if I have a high-efficiency machine and I dump a huge cup of liquid detergent in there.
You are absolutely feeding the fungal colony. ECU machines use a fraction of the water of older models. When you overdose the detergent, it whiffs up an immense volume of suds.
And because there isn't enough water to flush them, those sticky suds get pushed up into the crevices of the drum. It's like overwatering a potted houseplant. The excess moisture just sits stagnant and breeds fungus.
Perfect analogy. The scum just pools in the dark and becomes an all-you-can-eat buffet for mildew spores, which is why machine maintenance is vital.
So how do we clean it? Say I have a front-loading washer.
The primary vulnerability there is the thick rubber gasket around the door. Water naturally pools in it. You need to spray that gasket heavily with white vinegar and physically wipe away the black mold growth.
Okay, scrub the rubber ring, then what?
Run the machine completely empty on its absolute hottest setting, adding 2 cups of white vinegar directly to the drum. Once that acid wash finishes, run a second hot cycle, this time with 1 cup of baking soda.
So a 1-2 punch of acid followed by a high alkaline base.
Yes, it physically strips the fungal growth and chemically neutralizes the musty odors. And if you have a traditional top-loading machine, the process is just a little different.
Because they don't have that rubber gasket.
Right, the mildew hides between the inner and outer drums. So you fill the drum completely with hot water, add 4 cups of white vinegar, and pause the cycle midway through the agitation.
Let it soak.
Let it soak for a full hour, breaking down the mineral and soap scum before letting it drain and complete.
And if that sour mildew smell is already transferred from the machine onto, say, a load of bath towels.
Do not reach for the floral fabric softener. Wash them with 1 cup of white vinegar to kill the spores. Select an extra rinse cycle, and ideally, line dry those towels outdoors. UV light is an incredibly powerful natural fungicide.
Amazing. So let's pull all of this together. The ultimate lesson from this deep dive is that battling laundry odors requires chemistry, not heavily perfumed soaps.
Right. Piling on more detergent actually creates a sticky trap for bacteria.
Vinegar and baking soda are the unsung heroes of the laundry room, and utilizing less detergent or using something precise like Roobi's detergent sheets actually results in profoundly cleaner clothes.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, treating our laundry with chemical precision is a fundamental act of preventative healthcare.
Really? Like it goes beyond just smelling nice.
Oh, completely. By understanding how bacteria, fungi, and surfactant residues interact with our clothes, we actively mitigate respiratory distress and prevent allergic dermatitis. It ensures a safer environment for the entire household.
It truly is a critical layer of environmental hygiene, which leaves me with a final thought to ponder.
All right, what is it?
Since we now know definitively that synthetic fabrics act as literal incubators for odor-causing bacteria compared to natural fibers,
Yeah.
what does the massive global shift toward wearing athleisure every single day mean for the future of our skin health? We are wearing spandex and polyester from the gym to the office to the couch.
It's a huge shift in how our bodies interact with our immediate environment.
Right. What kind of entirely new microbial ecosystem is currently thriving inside our closets? Something for you to ponder the next time you pull a seemingly perfect warm shirt out of the dryer, put it on, and wonder exactly what is waiting to wake up.